In the 1960s and early 70s, there was a new spirit of energy and enterprise in the American Baha'i community. A new voice was beginning to be heard throughout the nation. The civil rights movement, the women's rights movement, and a protest against an unpopular war had become catalysts for people to seek out new ways of thinking about the nation and the world. Baha'is from all over the United States poured into the South to share the world-embracing teachings of Baha'u'llah, the prophet founder of the Baha'i faith. Devoted to the principles of the oneness of humankind and unity, scores of Baha'is went door to door and offered these ideas to each and every person they encountered.
This is a religion that erases everything except the love inside.
Most of my friends, they hate white people also. And they want me to hang out too, you know, because that's not right. You can't find peace that way. Baha'i faith is the answer I've been looking for.
This door-to-door approach was an opportunity to share the Baha'i faith with as many people as possible. It was referred to at the time as mass teaching.
Starting in 1965, there was already a movement of individuals moving towards Baha'u'llah. The receptivity that was present was very obvious from the fact that you would just reach out to individuals and they were starving for spiritual food.
Although thousands of individuals joined the Baha'i faith in the South, there were no systems in place to help them build a strong commitment to their new faith, nor was there a way to stimulate these new Baha'is to take action in their communities.
Well, the families that were enrolling in the faith were very much, they were in love with Baha'u'llah. However, with the numbers of people that were embracing the faith, there were not the numbers of Baha'is to touch them on a regular basis. It's the heart-to-heart connection that really did not get fully developed back in the 70s. We touched them, they embraced Baha'u'llah, but then we weren't able to keep that touch.
Much has been learned since then about the process of teaching. Today, Baha'is have a new plan of action. There is a process in place designed to support individuals who want to contribute to the spiritual enhancement of their communities. Baha'is, along with their friends and neighbors, can host a devotional gathering, teach a children's class, or facilitate a youth group. Baha'is are learning how to accompany their friends and neighbors as they embark on this plan of action.
The Universal House of Justice, the international governing body of the Baha'is, has made accompaniment a vital part of the community building process. By accompaniment is meant walking with an individual as they make their initial attempts to perform acts of service until they are ready to stand on their own and help others do the same.
In Columbia, South Carolina, like days gone by, Baha'is are still reaching out and connecting with their neighbors. The Granby Mill Village of Columbia is the kind of neighborhood where everybody has a front porch. Neighbors can rely on each other. Borrowing a cup of sugar or even a vacuum cleaner is commonplace in Granby Mill.
I read a bunch of books, and that I was going through this stuff, and I was...
Oak and JB are two friends who live across the street from each other in Granby Mill. The two have had parallel spiritual paths. Like many of their generation, they've searched to find spiritual truths that bring meaning to their lives. Religion didn't make much sense to Oak when he was a young man. He turned to atheism, a much more logical approach in his mind. He says he became everyone's theological nightmare.
Some people left crying, and, it wasn't my intent for that, but, I like to challenge faith because I feel if you don't challenge what you believe, if you don't always stay open to the possibility that you could be wrong, then your faith is like, the blind faith. It's walking off a cliff believing that some, unseen force is just going to keep you from falling to your, to your doom.
Oak met a Baha'i at work and felt an impulse to study the Baha'i faith in order to find the flaws. What he discovered was a religion that he could embrace as a lifelong truth.
And then as I looked at it, I was like, I can't find one flaw. And one step further, not only can I not find one flaw, but I want to be involved in this wave of the future. Because, I felt like I had kind of found IBM before, it blew up. Because it's like, I want to buy stock in the Baha'i faith right now.
In his friendship with Oak, JB has found someone with whom he can explore religion.
I had been doing a lot of investigation about religion for years. I stopped going to church, but I felt like my spirituality had increased based on personal investigation.
Like Oak, JB had been disappointed with the religion he grew up with. He was looking for something that rang true to his beliefs. JB searched for truth in every religion he came across.
It's clear to me that Christianity is about love and unity and brotherhood, that Islam is about love and unity and brotherhood, Hinduism, all these, the underlying precepts are the same.
By the time Oak and JB met, Oak was already a Baha'i. As their friendship developed, Oak shared some of the teachings of the Baha'i faith with JB. JB was attracted to the Baha'i teachings, and he began to explore them further.
The premise of all these other faiths is love and unity. I feel like the Baha'i faith puts a lot of emphasis on how to apply these ideas.
Initially, JB did not become a Baha'i, but he was interested in helping Baha'is establish greater unity in the world. Oak began to accompany JB in his efforts.
My understanding of accompaniment is that it's establishing bonds, maintaining the bonds of friendship, and friendship in action, and really assisting each individual that we come in contact with and really taking responsibility for the nurturing and the caring for that person, really up until they are on their own individual and independent course of action.